Hello, everybody. Welcome back. All right. So, as time passes once again, you assemble at the location that you've been invited to by Zechariah. A meal has been prepared for all of you, and you sit down and enjoy a pretty fancy meal.
Fancy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
Of course he would
I
greet
have, Ulfgar has two heavily cloaked figures behind him who don't sit down. They just stand behind him.
That's not ominous.
you. Okay. Your friends are more than welcome to wait in the entrance hall.
No. Forgive me, Captain Zechariah, Baron of Anders.
Do you expect to be attacked in my house?
No.
Fine. Whatever. Zach will greet everybody as they enter. Well, actually, no, he wouldn't. You guys would be greeted at the door by not an elderly man, but a man in his like 50s. He'll introduce himself as as Artis, and he'll guide you into like a like a lounge type room, where as you guys come in, we'll be sitting and waiting until dinner's called.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys come in, I would offer you guys drinks and all that stuff and greet you and say, once everyone's there, we'll just cut to that chase.
Okay. Yeah. There will be a point in time where there'll be a knock, kind of, as a familiar-looking man, basically the person who's been, helping you out and stuff, will be like, Zechariah, is there anything that you need? Oh, dinner. Would you? Is it business? If not, I could always join you.
I apologize. This is dinner. This is on the Duke's orders.
Oh, it's a shame. Oh, I was getting myself up. All right, I shall see you later then. I'll go down to some business.
I'm sure Artis wouldn't mind making you a plate and bringing it to you.
Oh, I can thank you for that. You're always such a kind man to be with me. How it's quite sad. The house all on my own, and you've brought a warmth to an elderly man's, an older man's heart. Oh, I'm not completely old yet, as he runs his hair through the only thing on him that can be described as beautiful, which is his, mane locks. He's got, these beautiful locks that, if this guy wasn't probably morbidly obese, he would be beautiful.
Thank you. And I'll just try to kind of put my hand on his back and guide him.
Yes. He's he's relatively friendly. He's just kind of interesting.
I would not mind that when dinner's complete, we'll sit down and have a nice drink together.
Oh, excellent. I've got a new vintage that some of the scouts managed to find in a little bit of ruins. Nothing too dangerous to explore, but they managed to find
That sounds amazing. I will see you then.
Okay.
He'll head back to the room, look over at Artis. Artis, make him a plate. Don't give him the good wine. And send in Waldo when you get a chance. I forgot something that might be a bit important.
Okay. So everybody will eventually show up. I guess Artis will help everybody out. Percival will kind of be hanging around as usual. It looks like he wants to have a chance to speak to Signe. It's like when you arrive, he'll come up to you. Oh, Signe, I got myself a new job. Did you see? I know it's been a while since we talked, and I'm sorry about Nokren. I'm such a great fan of everything that he ever did, and I'm really sad that he's in trouble. It's really fun being a squire. I think I'm learning all this new stuff from Zechariah, but I mean, you're a guest here, so I should be a little more polite. Announcing Lady Signe.
Thank you, Percival. Bring her in.
He's gonna like walk with a proud kind of stretching and stuff.
As soon as Zach sees that, he just goes.
I'm 100% gonna pat him on the back and cast light
On Percival?
on Percival.
Okay. So his coat just turns into Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
No, there's just a random ball of light on his back. Like, it's very confusing. No one's understanding it, but
Percival,
Oh, yes.
next time don't talk. Just bring them in. Thank you.
Alright then.
Ulfgar will stand up and bow. Nice to finally meet you, Lady Signe.
it's not lady.
I am anything if not formal.
I am no longer a lady, if you should know.
I'm going more of the definition.
Still not very much a lady.
Is there something you would have me call you?
Signe.
You're going to be a difficult one.
Always. She sits on the ground.
Well, I mean, we're in the lounge.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sits on the ground.
Sydney, would you like a chair?
No, I'm comfortable here. And Fafnir pulls up in her lap.
Oh, you brought a pet. Swell.
Fafnir hisses at being called a pet.
I mean,
So we have
Technically
Fafnir.
technically speaking, she's not the only one who brought their pets.
Yeah, I know. This is really annoying, Zechariah. He's just like, they were not called for? Why are they showing up in my house? Okay.
Do not worry, they do not eat.
I understand. I have a good idea of what they could be. But that is a topic for later. Is everyone here?
Yes.
Chance, you're so quiet.
So Chance said, like,
In the corner.
you're actually not sure when Chance showed up. You're like, you just like, are like, when did he?
I just appeared in a chair next to you.
It's like, when did you? Oh God.
I've been waiting this entire time to be introduced to him.
Yes. Master Ulfric, this is Sir Chance.
Ulfric? Really?
Oh,
Out of character, Ulfric? Ulfgar.
Ulfgar.
Ulfgar. Okay, I'm sorry. It's gonna. You know me, man. You know me. I'm gonna get this name
That's
wrong
no.
forever.
Is Ulfgar really the true king of the true high king of Skyrim?
Ulfric. Where is that from?
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Oh.
Ulfric
Stormcloak.
Stormcloak, the true high
And-
king of Skyrim.
And unfunny, just so
I did
you
care that
know,
name a lot.
my character's last name is Williams.
Williams.
Yes.
Chance
Chance
Williams.
William.
All right. Mr. Williams. This is Ulfgard, Master Ulfgard.
There's no D.
Oh.
Oh.
This Master Dwarf. Okay.
You can just call him like Master Gravetender because that's his last name.
No. Say it again. I'll try to get it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be
Oh.
rude.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I put it in
Sydney,
the
where'd
chat.
you go?
Ulf-
Sydney.
Ulfgar.
Sydney.
We lost Signe.
Ulfgar.
Oof.
Ulfgard. All right. Ulfgard.
You don't have to roll the R, it's just
Ulfgar.
Oof.
Ulfgar.
Sydney. So Sydney left out of nowhere.
she's
No,
back.
she just zoned out
But
for a little
her-
bit there.
But her camera's not showing.
She has to turn it back on.
God damn it.
Have you tried?
And those are the magic words.
Sydney. Oh.
I was gonna say, have you tried turning it back on and off again?
Apparently, goddammit, summons her camera.
Master Ulfgar. This is Chance Williams. Chance Williams, this is Master Ulfgard of the. What's your official title, would you say?
Oh, my official title?
Yeah.
The fanciest one is Scribe to the Kings. but
Okay.
not the usual kind of scribe. Anyways.
Okay. Master Ulfgard. Yeah. King.
Uh-oh.
Scribe to the kings.
Better known as the Grave Tender.
I eyeball the robes. Figures.
I'm just Chance. Better known as Chance.
Sir Williams.
We plan to spill blood together. I don't think formalities is really necessary.
I agree. If we're gonna be a team, formalities should be set aside. You guys can refer to me as Zach. It is fine. As long as we're not in the court, because the game is a vicious cycle, and I wish not to lose.
The only game I play is chess.
Signe, is there a problem?
I think she was muted.
I was.
Yeah, she gave it clear. Whatever.
When she was poking her head, I figured that was a button for unmute.
Yes, it is. But yes, Signe definitely scoffed when you're like, I have to stay ahead of the game. She's like,
Fine. And, Master Ulfgard? What would you like to be called? Or would you just like to stay as Master Ulf?
Formalities are for other people. Most people call me whatever they want.
Alright, Master Dwarf. Artis, is dinner ready? You call out.
Yes, my lord. Just grant me a minute to finish the last preparations.
If you guys wouldn't mind, follow me. I will follow. If you guys don't mind, head into the dining room. I will follow you in a moment, and I'm gonna go and talk to Waldo and tell him to send just send a message to, what's her name again? Because I forgot her name. Lady Thatch.
Olivia Thatch, yes.
Olivia Thatch. That I will not be able to meet with her tonight due to the duty calls from the Duke.
Okay.
Sir Williams,
Yes.
you were part of a squadron who was fighting the goblins and orcs before we came here, correct?
I've been part of many things, but yes, I did stand beside Zach.
As we get near the table, I just flop my book down on it, open up to a page. Did you know a Cornelius? Oh, my handwriting. Cornelius Gruber. I believe he worked along those lines and was a god along with Master Zechariah.
I may have met him, but my mind was more focused on the fight.
You seem somewhat familiar, and I wasn't sure if you brought me his body. Close the book.
He's just
I
gonna
mean, I guess
kind
we.
of look at that and just take a stiff drink.
It's my job, okay?
So yeah, I'll come in. I'll gesture. Sit. I tried to ask Artis to make a fine meal that I hope all of you will enjoy. You know what resources are like out there in this day and age, especially you, Sydney. I was hoping that maybe you would teach us a few things about the outside world. I, for one, have been locked up in this prison for far too long, and I'd like to reconquer the land that's out there. I would like for our kingdom to grow, and not for us to hide and just survive. You have knowledge I don't have. Please, share.
the best I can offer you, don't go out.
It's not really an option.
Oh, I'm well aware. In a world like this, there is no way to guess what's going to happen next.
Is there in any world?
There's always one inevitability.
Death? Taxes?
You can avoid taxes.
May lead
That's
to your
when the
death.
second one comes in.
I bend to the grasslands at the very least. I can't stay behind these walls all the time.
Yes, to be honest and forthright with you, group, and I'll look around the room. Is Artis and Percival and all them in the anybody in the room besides us?
Like the only one that might be around would probably still be Percival because, just because he tends to be. Like Artis is probably like tending to moan currently.
Okay.
And you've got your messengers out, so I mean like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Percival's probably the only one that's been left around just in case you need something. You know, he can help out. He's probably been snacking on something. You know, like a piece of bread or something.
You see, every so often my eyes just hit his and like, Percival.
Oh, yes, sir. My
Go
lord.
grab the. Just yes, it's fine. Go grab the training sword and practice.
Oh,
We will be heading out soon, and
ooh,
I don't
excellent.
wish for you to die.
Excellent, excellent, my lord. Aha!
Thank you. Not in here. Go to the go outside.
Oh, yes. I was doing that.
As soon as he's gone, hoods. And the figures behind me remove their hoods, and they're skeletons.
I mean, I've seen plenty of dead, so
Yeah.
I'll look at him and go, that is highly disgusting.
Not really. I keep them very clean, actually.
Yes.
I'd assume you
Sure
dust
you do.
them once a week.
Just gonna push my plate a little bit away. Okay. So
There's
in
no
all,
flesh left.
that doesn't make it better. It's bones, dude.
They also gave their express consent to be turned into skeletons for me.
I mean, I'm not one of a religious sort. A dead body is a dead body. If I could be put to use after my death, I would be honored.
Good to know.
That might not have been the right thing to say, and he'll just look over at Sydney. So I would just like to clear the air, be completely honest. Chance and I have battled before. Together before, I should say. I do not agree with the way that Duke has been running things. That's been very public as of now, and it's probably why I've been forced to stay behind the walls for so long. The Dread Army is here. Where, we don't know, and how strong, we don't know. I would like to see them all dead. Every last one of them. I would like to ram my great sword through the neck of the Dreadlord himself, if I'm able to.
Agreed.
I'm going
That
to
is-
need a bigger book.
That is our goal. That is what we've been ordered to do. And sadly, I don't think any of us have a choice. Sydney, I think you've been screwed. You went out by choice the first time, or at least I'm told by choice the first time, and now you've been locked to that fate, and I'm sorry.
What are these beastmen that we've heard about as well?
Oh, I do not know anything about the Kalida,
Uh,
except that their number is
they-
great.
Chance, you probably are the one that's encountered them a little bit.
They
but
are-
it's-
And
a
also, I
large-
probably have heard stories from Rufus.
They are a large creature with a thick hide. Seem to be very strong from what I've learned.
They've come in many shapes and sizes, though.
Someone left a body in the graves.
forgot about the body you guys left in the crypts. Oh my god, you did. You chained up a corpse in the crypts like 4 months ago.
Yep. From what I understand, they come in basically small, medium, and very large.
Sydney, is this true?
She's completely distracted.
Great.
But from what Rufus has told me before he sent me here, well, sent me to meet with you originally, they have a civilization north of here.
I heard. I was in the court when Rufus explained it all. I do not think they are the primary threat we should worry about. And of course, if we come across them and they attack, we shall kill. We should defend ourselves. But I think the Dread Army is the primary concern. And if they do have a civilization, maybe we can lure the Dread Army's might against them. Maybe they can be swayed to be from against us to with us. At least for the time being, until we can strike.
Sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my...
Yes, I don't know about the intelligence of these creatures. He looks over and just stares at Sydney. Does anyone else?
When I bring them back, they don't keep their intelligence.
Again, from what I understood is from Rufus before, they do have an intelligence.
I will say, more than likely, Chance, you did hear from Rufus that if you need some advice about anything, knowledgeable or technical, you could always ask the court wizard, and he's perfectly helpful at telling you a bunch of stuff. And by perfectly helpful, I mean probably sort of helpful.
If you need some useless devices, he has plenty.
He really does.
Well, I would like to leave out in the morning. I don't want to wait any longer. If Nokren is still alive, I would like to get him and bring him home. The lizard folk as well would be fine. His offspring is here. I do not plan on bringing back the goblin.
That's where I come in.
And, Ulfgar, you've probably been told if you see Dorian and can bring him back alive, great. Or at least if you can, like, ensure no secrets of him can be, like, passed along. That sounds very, you know, or...
Oh, I have been instructed to burn the body already. Yeah, don't worry.
And Signe is definitely looking out for Dorian. Out of all of them, that's the one she cares about most.
Aw.
Poor Usopp.
I'm so torn. Because I want Clicky to live, but this character does not. So...
Neither does this one, and I didn't even know him.
Well, we can leave in the... Well, I mean, it's hard to tell here, but in the morning. Let's enjoy tonight. Let's bond, please. I don't want to put my life in your hands if I can't even share a meal with you. Eat, please.
I've probably already been picking at my food.
Yeah.
I don't stand upon ceremony whatsoever.
However much food you can put in front of him for probably however long we still have something to talk about, he's gonna be eating.
I mean, I'm a baron. I probably have a lot of food available. May not be the best food towards the end, but
It's edible.
You're wondering if he has a second stomach eventually.
I mean, it's a dwarf. He has a stomach in the beard.
Is that what the beards are for? I didn't know.
It's the alcohol stomach. They put everything in there,
All the alcohol goes there, and the food goes in the actual stomach.
Signe feeds 80% of her food to Fafnir.
Sydney, why? I have a feeling you don't really care for my company. I don't know how I might have that feeling, but what can I do to ease that, please?
Absolutely nothing. I don't want to put my life in your hands, but I'm going to. So just trust me on that.
And your pet is rather remarkable. I've never seen one like it.
Never call him a pet.
Okay. What
He's-
should I call him then?
His name is Fafnir.
Fafnir, I apologize.
He kind of bows to you before continuing to eat.
I'll squint and be like, okay.
Fafnir has more manners than Signe at this point.
It's because I'm a noble, isn't it? It's because I'm a noble.
Partly.
Ulfgar will turn to Signe, look over at Fafnir, and Konik. Fafnir, how many years ago was it that I read a book about a dragon with the same name?
He kind of laughs in the way that a dragon laughs.
Which, because he's tiny, is adorable and weird sounding.
And he hates it so much.
it's like adorable. Like.
I can see like a little bit of smoke come out of the nostrils while laughing.
I have 20 wisdom. I'm fine against the cuteness. I
Must
can
have been a
resist.
long time ago that you read that book.
Well, I believe it was written. You know, I actually can't remember. Books are not what I keep track of.
It's actually really cute.
Except
This is all in
Keep in your
Draconic, by
book.
the way.
But the laugh, I would just say,
Oh,
I would look for a
okay.
chance and be like, it's actually pretty cute. Alright, and I'll eat. I mean, I said my piece.
Okay. You'll all have your dinners. You'll enjoy it. You'll chat a little bit more. Probably try to break the ice. Try to break down some of the walls, which some work better than others.
Yeah, he's focusing on Sydney.
Yeah.
He's trying to get her to, like, chill the fuck out.
Like, Chance and Ulfgar, it
Look.
seems like as interesting as the two of them are, they're totally willing to kind of break down some barriers a little bit. But Signe, it's like taking a little bit more, and there's definitely something there. But you pass the rest of the night, and even though you probably didn't break down the full barriers, you do sense that perhaps Signe will be... It might be grief, anyway, more than anything. You know, there's... She might not be thinking that, hey, maybe I'll survive again and they won't.
Grief for a goblin. Despicable.
But
I mean, 80% of it is for, like,
It doesn't
Dorian
matter.
and
They're all
Usopp.
tainted. They're all tainted.
but you will all eventually part your ways and rest in for the night. All of you will have fine nights at the various locations that you found to be home.
about
For the
that.
last part of Ulfgar, I'm assuming in the crypts, just randomly somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chance probably at the local inn.
I would offer him a room if he doesn't have a place to stay.
I mean, I'm sure he's got like a semi-permanent room. He's
yeah, probably at the end.
He's probably been doing like hunting for the bar to like pay for it. So like he'll come out back with like a deer or something and have a couple days of rent with that. Thanks. Signe, you'll head back to the cathedral since you've still been resting. You're going to have the most interesting night. Nightmares. which
Woo!
Yeah.
they have been sort of plaguing you, but you can never quite remember them. The nightmares. And when you awake and splash water on your face from like the water basin nearby, for a second again, something that has been happening over the past couple of weeks since you've been awake, for a second, the face in the water is not your own. And then it's gone again.
When you woke up, were you screaming?
She probably
Or-
has, she's probably managed to maintain herself from like totally losing it from the nightmares, but like just like cold sweat, just
It's clicking.
unpleasant.
Sorry.
Okay, just wondering.
Mhm,
Yeah, no, she's even at the worst nightmares, she has never screamed.
mhm. Fafnir will actually kind of like, you know, once again kind of comfort you as you're kind of getting yourself up and together to meet
My
Calder.
good boy.
My little dragon boy.
Father Belzise will come over to you like before you leave, and he's like, "Are you sure you're up for this, Signe? But, I am unsure of all that has been happening to you, but I've seen that you've been stressed, and even with your body having physically recovered, I do not know if what happened to you. I do not know how long you wandered out there, how long your body fought off beasts and monster and all manners of creature to reach us back home here. It's a miracle.
Does the father happen to speak Celestial?
Probably.
Aww.
Yay! She says in Celestial.
Mhm.
There's not much else I can do.
Then I wish you the best and hope you can find them. Good luck,
Thank
my
you.
child. He'll put his hand on your shoulder and then head back to work, letting you go. All of you will meet in front of the gates to the wilds, the gates of the castle.
I have one thing I have to do at the church.
Okay, what are you doing at the church?
I have to see Lady Thatch.
Okay.
Before I head off. So Sydney might see me.
Probably.
She would not.
She probably would not, actually. Yeah, she probably wouldn't notice.
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, he just bids her farewell. You
Yeah.
know, gives her a fucking like a little totem, a little trinket, to remember him by, and then he gives her a bow. It's very formal, very public, very.
She, as
Because-
usual, will be relatively like, we'll kind of give this look of like, don't be so formal kind of thing. You know, it's like, it's alright, it's alright. It's,
We have to play the game.
you have to play the game. The game is
Yeah.
lost here. Know that. I left the game long ago. You should too. This place does not need such games.
When I return, I'll fill you in more.
Alright.
He just gives her a bow.
Mhm.
With that, and says, "Farewell, my lady," and just walk away.
Mhm.
Like, it's very like not personal, like not passion, very political.
Uh-huh. and she is very like sighs a lot about your activities too. She's like, "Look, you're a nice guy. I do like you, but please stick out of bum one of these days."
It is a column, not a stick.
I like her already.
That sounds worse.
You probably know about her. She probably attended to you. She's the sister of the church.
I already like her.
She may be the way that Orn has been keeping up on you.
Probably.
Oh, so Orin would finally know shit about Signe.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Dorian may have said something before he is untimely
Dorian said shit and all.
before his
We
untimely
talked about this.
disappearance.
Dorian said nothing.
Oh. Anyway.
It's true. Dorian said he would keep it to himself until later.
Alright,
and
you
died.
will be shared some information that, I mean, like, Orin will be able to say, like, Glem was... If Glem was a spy, he'd be the greatest spy ever.
He didn't torture him at all.
Yeah, I know.
By the way.
Yeah, if he somehow was able to lie and, like, trick Orin and stuff, it'd be the greatest ever. This goblin is, like, instant surrender, belly up, you know, like, animal. Like, he's like, you know, the dog just rolling over with his belly, and gave as much information as he could to basically protect his existence.
Still don't trust him.
Well,
Should be sentenced to death. Without a doubt. He is the enemy of our people.
well, whatever Orin will do with him, up to Orin.
I mean, I don't have a say in it.
Exactly.
I can't do anything. I literally lost my command. If I had my command, I could probably have a say in it, but
Yeah.
I don't have my command.
He will give you instructions on where to find a hidden cave entrance that is along the walls of the cliff, fairly straight out from the bridge. He will also tell you, like, warn you that, you know, giant lizards in that cave, that, you know, he knows that the Dreadlord attacked, so might not be in a receptive mood. Just one of those things. And then he'll give you a base map description of the territory that you're heading to.
Okay. By the way, guys, Zach is still in, like, his... it looks like he has nothing but the same outfit. It's like the suit, the guard suit on, without the armor. But this time he is carrying he does have a giant greatsword on his back. Like, Buster Sword style. No, I'm just kidding. That's crazy.
Alright. So, all of you will once again journey out into the fields. Well, technically one of you will once again journey off to the fields, and the rest of you, as new folks, will begin their first true journey. Of course, as I said, Chance has had some experience with here, figuring out some of the decent hunting grounds nearby to the castle, but never truly as far as they're going. Chance never pushed himself beyond into the area where the scouts would go to, where they would look for dangerous hunting grounds or enemy movements, which was their primary focus. No, yours was more on the hunting side. So if they said, oh, here's some very safe hunting grounds, you can get to them and hunt there.
Right.
But,
So, when we get kind of far enough away that the castle's going to be losing sight in a minute, Zach will just go, if you guys don't mind, Percival's with us, right?
yes, Percival's accompanying you.
Yeah. So Percival's carrying a bunch of shit. Zach will turn and look at the castle, kneel down, touch his hand on the ground, whisper something. If anyone has really good perception, I don't know, I can do a...
Yes.
I don't know, what would be sneaky talking? Stealth, I guess?
Sure. Stealth talk.
I mean, it's just for flavor.
Yes.
Oof. Oof. That's a good roll for Zach for his first roll. Shit, that means I'm gonna suck. Okay, so Ulfgar,
Yeah.
you would not understand what he's saying, but you would hear it would sound like almost like an avalanche. It would sound like rocks running along, like tumbling down a hillside. It's very guttural, very. Best way I could describe it is dry, like rocks in a dryer.
Except very, very quiet rocks are trying.
yeah, but like it would be of that tune, not that volume. And then he gets up and he's gonna take off his shirt, and underneath it he just has like a t-shirt, and then he has straps and he keeps 2 hand axes on his straps. He loads up some javelins on his back and he cricks his neck and goes, let's go find battle.
Alright. And we'll take our second break there. It's a perfect time.
I don't know if that was a good enough ending.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, you did add the let's find battle. I think that's kind of where it came
Okay, that does sound kind of cool, I
Yeah.
guess.
in. Yeah. It's like you did like a little thing below your breath. ripped off your stuff, like, got your weapons out, and
Dude,
you're just
he's
like...
sexy. He's sexy. He is like, he's everything I wish I was and wasn't at the same time. He's just
Like-
everything.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say this, because it's really funny. Vargas constantly compares you to his younger self, which you cannot imagine with how he looks, but apparently, according to stories from other people, he was once, like, an incredibly sexy man.
Yeah, I just gotta...
Which should more of terrify you.
Yes. No. But, oh yeah, and
with
without
his,
his
like,
shirt on...
jowls that, like, shake every time he speaks.
So, without his shirt on, you guys would also notice his skin literally looks like marble. Like, literally, like the pattern of marble. He has a tattoo, what looks like a burn mark of a rose on his, chest. And, yeah.
Okay.
That's about it. And beautiful pecs, nice abs, sexy Adonis belt.
Why is this a romance novel now?
Let me live my dreams.
Look, he's playing Fabio. Get to look at you.
I ain't mad about it. I'm just
Keep
wondering.
an eye out for low-flying geese, and you'll be fine.
Are we supposed to be disrobing for some reason?
Oh, I don't use, when I fight, I don't need clothes.
Are
And
you like completely
I'm
naked?
copying your accent for some reason. When I fight, I don't need clothes. They just hinder me. Plus, those clothes are expensive.
He was trying to pay attention, but without waiting for your answer, he started lifting off the scale mail and couldn't hear you because of it. And surprisingly, like, great body, not great face.
What's
He's
the
actually
Earth Kingdom guy from Avatar?
Oh god,
Oh,
yeah.
exactly.
That guy. He's like,
Like,
all,
he looks old, decrepit, and like kind of kooky from his face, but then without it, he's just like Adonis looking.
There's two Adonises. We're just gonna flex next to each other. Can't. Would you by chance have oil? Bye, guys.
We'll be back.
Oh
No.
my god. Alright, we'll be back in a break. Bathroom drink stack. See you in a second.